Everything you thought you knew about the boat?
Chain plate,
New roof?
gone.
The interior that I designed? So gone.
And this? Hi, we're Jen and Pierre, a Canadian couple originally from Quebec, and we are currently building our custom 37 feet expedition sailboat. We found a forgotten rusty hull a few years ago and named her Wild Raven. She'll be an all-electric, Arctic ready, and one of a kind. Launching in 2026, welcome to Sailing Wild Raven. It all started when we decided to tweak our rigging arrangement. The original design included double backstay with runners. After meeting with our spar and sailmaker, we all came to the conclusion that removing the runners would be beneficial for our boat. So we decided to ditch the runners. Simple, right? Well, not so much. Little did we know it would create a cascade of events, months of meeting, drawings, planning, designing, conception, and fabrication. Let's go back in time a couple of months ago and meet up on the boat so we can explain the implications of our decision.
Well, many things happened in the last couple of months, and there's a lot of modification coming up. First of all, let's try to recap a little bit. When we started, we had the old drawing for our boat. We tried to match as much as possible, but we realized there's a lot of things that we didn't like. So that's why we started doing modification. Lately, we had the opportunity to meet the naval architect. A lot of the thing that we're trying to do is going to help us design it and build it. So let's start by the beginning. You remember when we did the nice little roof here, the modification? Well, this is going to change again. We had a comment from a lot of people that were sailing and people that are not sailors who told us that having a flat part like this would be risky for breaking wave. The architect also told us that it is not the best idea. So what we're going to do, we're going to have to change the angle. We're going to put a small 45-degree angle or 40-degree angle on it. Now we have to cut and redo part of the roof. That's the first one. Second one is we're trying to modify or actually make the boat more efficient. It was designed in the old days with 3 stays. In this case, we're only going to be using 2, and they're going to be going backwards. So we're not going to need the front one, but we have to move everything back. Therefore, we're going to have to cut these ones, modify, and put 2 of the chain plate on the outside of the boat. So by doing this, we're going to remove the runners at the back. At the same time, since we're doing kind of few modification, the mast itself will be sitting on a tabernacle. Tabernacle is a piece of metal that we're going to be building, a box actually. So we're going to be able to demast our bolt bar itself. We're not going to need a crane. We're not going to need anything. While we were modifying the mast, our naval architect realized that the keel itself, the way it was tilting, we were not bringing all the force forward like it was supposed to be.
In sailing, the center of lateral resistance needs to be forward of the center of effort for optimal sailing performance. This positioning creates a balanced boat that is easier to steer and sail efficiently in various wind conditions.
So it's going to be a lifting keel instead of being a swing keel. So a lot of modification to come in the next couple of weeks or months, but we want to do it right now. We want to make sure it's going to be done the proper way and the safest way too. So we did a lot of work, but at this time we're putting everything on hold so we can do something that is more us.
Now that we had our marching order, it was time to begin our work on the keel. First, starting with the inner components, laying them down on the floor and crafting a plan to weld everything straight with an uneven garage floor and a makeshift, not so leveled table.
Pick up all this so we don't lose them, they don't get dirty.
Familiar face, welcome back. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe. Is it just me or those foil look like a wahoo? Now that all the internal components were welded, it was time to try to put the first sheet of metal on the exterior, what we call the skin. With the keel up, we tack weld the sheet on the leading edge. Once that was done, using C-clamp, we tried to curve that sheet of metal to its position. At this point, the keel was about 250 pounds. What do you think?
I think that's, yep.
Well, at least it's starting to take shape. Yep.
So using that little thing there, that little bracket, to make sure that the 1/8 steel plate is in contact with the rib. It makes it easier to squeeze all the material together, because there was a gap before, and in order to fill the gap, so just by using the pry bar underneath, squeeze it like this, tack it, and then you can finish your weld at the end.
That's it, that's all.
That's it, that's all.
What's happening, Pierre?
Well, while I was welding, I didn't really took care of what I was doing. At one point, everything was going so well that I kind of forgot about metal distortion. And at one point, when it was cooling down, I heard a pa-tunk. Now that I put the level on it, you can see there's a gap here. There's a gap in the middle. So the leading edge, not the leading edge, the edge of the back is not straight anymore. There's a 1/4 of an inch warp in it. So I gotta try to get rid of it. I try by putting some C-clamp here and getting a thicker piece of metal, try to bring the back end up, but it does not want to come up. Actually, we're twisting this rib here. So maybe I'm gonna weld another piece here just to try to keep it nice and tight, and then tack this one after. But right now, still have a 1/4 of an inch of a gap here that, well, not a 1/4, but still 3/16. I want it straight. So back to square one. I gotta try to find a solution to untwist it.
The best look. It's so cold, damp, it's rainy right now. We had 26 degrees, 27 degrees a couple of days ago. Now it's down to 5 and very, very humid. So anyway, feel like a tube, hood, the whole shebang, just to keep warm. While Pierre is working on the keel, I'm working on the interior designs. Everything is changing because of that new keel box. And so I had the first plan Yesterday I showed it to Pierre. He agrees on one side but not the other side. Last night couldn't sleep, and I have another design in mind now. But even when you think you have pretty much figured everything out, you realize that it was maybe just another iteration. So I will spare you the details until we feel confident we have the final interior design. So Pierre is creating the template for the front part of the keel. It's going to be as an angle. We're going to bolt a different material here for how do you say that, sacrifice? Something that we will sacrifice.
If we hit something.
Yeah, if we hit something. Once all the welding was done, Pierre applied epoxy paint to protect the steel from any possible corrosion. The keel will be watertight, no water will go in, but better be safe than sorry. Ok, je suis le plus loin que je peux aller.
Shaving à faire à la fin, je pense.
So how much weight do we have?
232. So
In lead.
in lead only. So a total, this is going to be a total of 650 roughly, more or less,
For the keel.
for a keel.
Okay.
For a keel.
Right. And next step now is
Skin the top. Well, we're going to pour the epoxy, then we're going to skin the top. That's going to be
a challenge.
a challenge. It was easy on the other side because we could use clamp all over the place. But now we have to form it like this because we're going to, in that steel plate, we're going to have to cut a little slot on top everywhere so I can weld. So the steel is going to be on top here with a small opening on the steel plate. And then I'm going to clean this. I'm going to weld it too. I'm going to weld it, tack everywhere. So we have to be able to keep it fairly shaped like this prior to. So that's another challenge. We don't have a breaker press, so we're gonna have to use our imagination to try to bend it over.
Find solution with what we have.
Here's what it is.
If you would like to see more, watch episode before everyone, and enjoy exclusive content like this one, please consider becoming a Patreon and help us with the video production. First, put some wood beams on the ground. Position your steel sheet and double check. Then the truck operator takes its seat. The signaler is ready. Okay, it's a go. Seems there was a misunderstanding. Finish the pass. More adjustment. Make a couple more passes. Now let's make sure there's enough curvature. Negative. Needs a bit more. Let's increase the height. There you go.
Okay, now that it's pre-formed, not perfect, but it's better than it was before. We're gonna cut the excess material, and then we're gonna cut some groove on the inside, tack it. You might have to add some chain fall, come along, try to squeeze everything together with a piece of wood in the middle. We'll see.
Happy with the shape we were able to give the steel plate, we proceed with marking the places where openings needed to be made, so Pierre could tack in place, then finish welding the skin to the keel. First trial, and it works, it's all aligned. You can see the rib just underneath there, all the way. Well, too bad we forgot to film us lifting the keel into that position for the first time. It was quite a task and took us about 25 minutes. The problem is that most of the weight is located here, on top. Once the keel was up, we had to move it inch by inch while trying to keep the balance. Anyhow, we succeeded. Lowering it back down was a bit scary and much harder. The next day, we flipped the keel on its opposite side, which was a breeze. It was much easier. The keel received her first coat of epoxy paint. There's fairing left to do and more painting. The sacrificial wood block needs to be protected too. The keel will stay in the garage for at least a couple of months or until we are ready to install her into the boat.
Today we're starting something new. Every month from now on, we're going to be promoting a company, a partner, a Patreon that is helping us build our dream sailboat. Today we're going to start with Trademark. Trademark is a multi-trade company located in Cambridge, Ontario. It's a family-owned for more than 27 years. It's a company that I work for too. Trademark offers service in millwrighting, heavy rigging, electrical, piping, fabrication, structural, sheet metal, HVAC, hydraulic, transport, PM. They own crane from 8 ton to 500 ton. They can move just about anything. The reason why we're considering them as a partner in our building is very simple. Building a boat required a village. And with the company right now, we have everything that I can use or need when it comes to services or asking question, what type of welding do I need? What kind of a mechanical do I need? What kind of electrical? There's always somebody that's going to be able to answer our question because it's such a big company that offers so many services that everything is covered. So a huge thank you to Trademark, making our dream possible and helping us in the creation of our sailboat. Wondering what's going to be in the next video? The Keel box. So make sure you subscribe and give us a thumbs up. You tack this little bracket together, push on the bracket on the There's a gap before there's no more gap. Blooper.
For how do you say that? Sacrifice. Something that we will sacrifice.
So we're going to be cooking some fried chicken. And since I'm cooking fried chicken, I don't want to burn myself, so I put my apron on.
And that's the gas you're going to use for your
Yeah, it's going to be
chicken?
really, going to be a hot chicken. That's it, that's all.